This is the plaintiff, Donna. She says she moved out of the defendant's condo after being an excellent tenant for 5 years, and they're trying to pull a fast one on her. That's right. They refused to return her entire security, claiming she damaged the place. But the pictures they're showing her is of another unit. She's not about to be ripped off, and is suing for the $5,000 she's now owed. These are the defendants, Kamal and Sutir Apal. Kamal says the plaintiff left their condo in disastrous, non-rentable condition. The plaintiff had no respect for the place or for them, and is lucky they only withheld half of her security. The woman's extremely hostile, and she has some nerve suing them for $5,000 today. They're accused of trying to pull a switcheroo.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendants, her former landlords, are simply scoundrels and they owe her a ton of money, let's say specifically $5,000. But the defendants say the plaintiff left their condo in a disastrous, non-rentable state and they owe this rude woman nothing. It's the case of condomania.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right, Ms. Donna, you are suing your landlords for $5,000 because they kept $550 of your security deposit. Tell me what happened.
I rented the apartment in 2016. I've been an excellent tenant ever since. I gave him notice in January that I'll be moving, I'm looking to buy. So I'm gonna go stay with my daughter until I moved out April 3rd. He has a realtor, brought a lady over. The last day I was there to look at the apartment, she wanted somewhere to rent. The place was in excellent condition.
You lived there for 5 years and then you're moving out because you want to buy your own place. And when do they first tell you we're only giving you back? How does it happen that you get only half of your deposit?
Okay, I sent him my forwarding address on the 5th. I moved out on the 3rd. I sent him my
The 3rd
forwarding
of what?
address. 3rd of April.
Okay.
April. Never heard anything from him. 2 months later, I reached out to him. I said, what's going on? It's now on 60 days. I haven't heard anything from you. And that's when he sent me a text saying, oh, I'm keeping your security deposit. I'm like, why? He said, I didn't clean the vent. I'm like, what vent are you talking about? The vent wasn't even my responsibility. The ones I'm responsible for, it's there. I'm responsible for the big one that has the AC in it.
Okay.
The AC tank, I'm responsible for
Changing the filter, all right?
Yes, which I do.
So the first you hear that you're not going to get your security deposit is in a text 2 months later?
2 months later, after I contacted him and asked him,
Did you ever get
going
anything
on?
in writing from them saying that you weren't getting your security deposit?
Still waiting, no.
Okay. Mr. Apal, you are the son, correct? Kamal Apar.
Correct, yeah. I'm the son. I basically manage all of the finances for our entire real estate portfolio.
Okay.
So
how many apartments do you guys have?
We have multiple.
No, that's not an answer.
Okay. Yeah, we have 20, 30 plus.
That's not an answer either. What's the answer to my question? It's a super direct question. How many apartments do you guys manage? Own?
Well,
portfolio.
You're
You're the financial director. Just answer my question.
23.
23. Why was that so hard? All right.
Those are different names.
It doesn't matter. I just want to know how many you guys own. You know what the question means. Pretend we're at a cocktail party. If I say, how many apartments you guys own? There'd be a ready answer. So don't be cagey with me because I hate that. All right. So there's 23 apartments. Now, when she left, do you have an actual independent? Because I imagine that, you're managing a lot of stuff. Do you actually handle the day-to-day stuff when a tenant says, I'm leaving, and then there's an inspection there? Or that's not really your role?
No, so I basically manage all the finances on the books. We have a realtor on the ground that basically helps us list all of the units. We also have a maintenance team down there. And
okay, so you're physically in Canada, and these apartments, are they all in Florida, or are they in different places?
The 23 that I mentioned are in Florida.
Okay, So now, how did you learn that she had left it in less than optimum condition?
So after she moves out, we have a realtor that goes in and tries to list the property for rent. And at that time, our realtor basically told us that the unit is in a horrible state. It's damaged. It needs a significant amount of work to re-rent it.
Okay.
We are not going to be able to re-rent it that way. We essentially spent over $15,244 on this unit to get it back into a state that was rentable. I do acknowledge that, that $15,000 was not obviously all attributed to her. As you know, with any property, there's general wear and tear that goes over time. We have to change all the appliances. We have to do everything, but it's like a can of worms. Once you start doing something, you have to do a bunch of other things, right? So what we had done is her security deposit was $1,100. We gave her back $550. The things that we charged her for was a deep cleaning. The dryer vents were broken and dirty, and there's a list of a bunch of other things.
I know. I need specifics. The things that you withheld the money for were deep cleaning. How much did you withhold for deep cleaning?
$250.
And then what else did you withhold for?
The broken and dirty dryer vent. The dryer vent was very dirty, and it was also broken. There was a lot of stuff in it that needed to be cleaned out that was never really taken care of. So that was another $150.
But what did you do when you say that had to be taken care of, other than sticking your hand in and yanking that stuff out? What else has to be done that would...
They replaced it.
They replaced the dryer?
Yeah. All the appliances were new, and the vents also had to be replaced that as well.
Okay. I'm asking specifically for how you come to the $150 because the dryer vent was dirty.
It's a service charge that our contractor gave us. So our contractor so basically we got a list of all of the damages, everything that needed to be done in the unit, right? And what we agreed was that, returning half of the deposit was reasonable.
Who's we agreed? Wait. When you say we agreed, who agreed?
So that's a conversation between my father and the plaintiff. So you can probably...
Okay, I'm sorry. So I want to talk about that now. According to your father tells you that he and she agreed to half?
Yes.
Watch this. Did you agree to accept half, Ms. Donna?
No.
Okay, so let's
That's
talk
why
to your
we're
dad.
here.
Let's go ahead and switch over to your dad a second.
Hello.
Hello. So I want to know specifically, did you have a discussion with Ms. Donna about, and did she say, yeah, okay, I'll accept half of the security deposit?
I talked to her once in the phone, and the place was really damaged. Like the appliance was not clean because I take care of those things myself instead of my son. Because the maintenance guy sent me all the picture. The filter was never changed in the AC for 4 years since she was there. And then she called me because my maintenance guy said I should sue for all the cleaning and everything there, which is like $3,000-4,000. Then I talked to their attorney to sue her. The attorney said it's going to cost you $2,000 to sue her. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to let it go.
I know, but I just want you to answer my question because I'm driving a train here. No. Just answer my question. My question is this. Did you and she agree, or did you just tell her, listen, I'm only returning half and this is why, and I'm being very generous? Did she ever agree that she would accept half? That's my question.
Well, I told her I'm going to send you half the money, and then she hung up on the phone on me.
Okay, so that's not an agreement. That's what I wanted to make sure that we were on the same page there.
Okay, no.
That's the opposite of an agreement. Okay, I got it. No problem. Okay, so now what I want to do is stop. Put your son back on. All right, I need to go through the pictures. Let's switch to the son. Okay. Can you see that picture I have up?
Yes.
Okay, and what is that a picture of?
That's a vent inside the unit. That's a picture that our real estate agent contractor sent us.
Do you have an affidavit from the real estate person or the contractor that these are the pictures of her apartment?
I do not.
What is this a picture of, Mr. Upal?
This is the stuff that came out of one of the vents.
What is that a picture of?
This is like damage around the bathroom.
But what is it a picture of?
It's just messiness, dirtiness that was left in the unit after she vacated.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like your average. I mean, what physically is this item? I don't think you know. My guess is that it's whatever fell out of when they took out the register or whatever, but I don't know. I'd like to know. Normally, here's how it works. Don't talk over me. Normally, how it works is the landlord tells me this is a picture of X, or they bring as a witness the person who can tell me what this is a picture of, where it came from. You can't just say, Grime, like, I've got to kind of figure out what I'm looking at. This is the dryer, right?
Very nice, yes.
No, it's not.
What do
No,
you
it's
say
not.
this is, Ms. Donna?
I have no clue.
Oh,
But the
well, then
dryer
how do you know
I
it's not
had,
the dryer?
because it doesn't have that color around the rim. It doesn't have the blue thing. It's all white.
No,
There's no blue,
I think,
nothing around
I
it.
don't think this is a blue-colored dryer. I just think that's the lighting.
Well, this is not the one I had, because when that landlord came, that realtor came that evening with the girl, I was actually using the dryer, and I stopped it. She opened it. She looked in there. There was nothing. I couldn't be using a dryer for 5 years.
Do you
with
have
all those
pictures of
things
how
in
you left
there,
the apartment,
and
Ms.
it
Donna?
didn't burn.
Yes or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, hold on one second.
Yes,
I'm
I
going to
do.
keep looking at these pictures. Hold on. What is this a picture of, Mr. Upal?
It's just never been cleaned, right? So that's the situation here. You have to do a deep cleaning to the unit. Once the deep cleaning is done, then we did additional upgrades. Because
All right, Ms. Donna, what is this a picture of?
That's a picture of the bathroom.
Okay,
And the
that's your
is just
bathroom,
the
right?
Paint,
That's your bathroom.
The paint being stripped from the wall.
What paint is stripped from the wall? It's just super filthy.
No, no, because the picture I have is completely different.
We're
going to
see that in one second. What is this a picture of, Mr. Upal?
the baseboard is just showing that there's dirt and
No. This is not the apartment. That's not the size tile I have. We have 32-inch tile throughout this whole apartment. That's not 32-inch tile. No. 32-inch tile throughout that whole apartment. So where did those tile come from?
Is this your living room?
No. We have no plugs in the living room.
Okay, is this your bedroom?
In the living room, no.
Do you know what room this is supposed to be, Mr. Upal?
No clue.
I don't. My father can explain to you
Okay, put him back on. Mr. Upal, can you tell me what room this is?
No, I don't.
Okay, I know
Because
it's
I haven't seen the
Exactly.
apartment at all. I never seen the apartment.
Okay, so you can't answer that. I got it. Who took the pictures? The realtor?
Realtor and the maintenance guy.
Okay, so are they here to testify, yes or no?
No.
All right, is this your kitchen, Ms. Donna? I mean, does it look like it?
No.
How do you know that it's not? I mean, does your kitchen have a refrigerator? Is it white? Does it have the grid? Because I don't know how you can just look at if all these apartments look the same. How are you telling me that that's not, like, how do you know that's not your kitchen?
Can you go to the other side?
Yeah, this is the other side.
Okay, I recognize the light.
Okay.
Yes, I
All right,
recognize
so
the
these
light.
are your tiles.
For the kitchen, not for the rest of the apartment.
What, your
And I
bathroom,
sent him
what is the
pictures.
cabinet? The cabinet in your bathroom is what color?
Brown.
Wood.
Not wood, but laminator.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
but
it's
wood
not
color. I
wood.
just wanted to
Yes.
know if it was white also or not.
No.
What room is that?
I have no clue.
Well, look at the cabinetry.
I
When
asked
the
him-
brush
I-
gets
I
close to the
asked him-
cabinetry, it looks like it's the bathroom, right?
I asked him the same question after he sent it to me too.
Okay, well,
If you see in my message, I asked him the same question, what the F is this? Where is this? Because I didn't recognize it.
okay, but is it not your bathroom that you told me had wood cabinetry? Because you can see in the video that there's wood cabinetry.
Yes,
Okay.
it has wood cabinetry,
And does
but
it
that's
have
not
white tiles? What you're saying is you didn't leave it this way.
hell to the no.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at your pictures and see what your pictures show.
And these were taken on my last day, as you could tell. The place was empty.
This is exactly the picture he showed me.
Yes,
Yeah. What is this a picture of?
that is the bathroom.
How many bathrooms do you have?
2.
Okay, so is one dark brown
That
and the
was-
other one is lighter brown?
Yes.
Okay.
One was the guest and one was the master, yes.
Baseboards are pretty nasty. Why are the baseboards looking like that?
I cleaned them prior, but on the day I'm leaving, no, I did not because I had to work, so.
All right. So every state has their own laws, Mr. Upal, about what a landlord's rights and obligations are. Particularly owning as many properties as you guys own down there, you need to know, it's like 20 pages that you need to know. I get this impression that maybe your dad, like just, we'll split the baby. It's not like that. You have 15 days after the tenant leaves to return a security deposit. And if you're not going to because you've found damage, you have 30 days after they leave to send written notification, and the statute actually tells you what to say in the letter, itemizing why you're keeping the money. It is very important that from here on in, your father abides by that. He can't just go, I had an old school father too. Okay, he was very passionate. And my old school father would say, he comes to my house, he's doing my construction in my first home, and he decides he's gonna change where the septic tank is gonna go from where the architect put it in the city. But I thought it would look better. No, it's not like a reasonable approximation. We owe them everything we have, you and I. So we don't make fun of them, but it's also kind of our job to keep them on the straight and narrow. So that is how every single security deposit has to be handled. It has to be, a judge knows when they see half that there's just, kind of and it's not itemized. That's just a judgment call that he makes, and he shouldn't be making judgment calls like that. He has to follow the law.
I think really what happened here is that after our realtor and our contractor went into the unit, their recommendation was, look,
can you prove that by giving me anything that the only people who saw the unit, because you guys didn't, can you give me any testimony from them today? No, right? So it's hearsay.
No, we have. I mean, we legitimately spent like over $15,000. We had appliances. I sent you.
Yeah, I don't care if you beautify the place and you spend $15,000 on new appliances. The place needed new appliances. I saw her appliances. It's time for you. If you wanted to make more money out of the rental, you have to put some money into it. I don't really care if you spent $15,000. I have one job to do here today, and that's to find out how much of her security deposit you're allowed to keep by law. So if she left it dirty, you're allowed to keep for cleaning. If she damaged stuff, you're allowed to keep for damage. That is all I care about. I don't care how much you guys spent, to beautify the place and make more rent.
I understand that.
So what's missing here is, the realtor said this, and the other one said that. The next time you come to court and you're being sued for this, you should have the realtor and you should have the contractor who actually stepped in there to see it. Okay? She's shown me her pictures, and I can see the state of the baseboards, and I can see, I don't know if I necessarily buy that, that's not my apartment, because the only reason she's saying that is that she wouldn't have left it that way. But I see how the baseboards were left. The pictures are so up close that she's saying that's someone else's apartment. But I know that they're her apartment because I know she has a light wood one and I can see the light wood in the scrubbing. I know that she has a dark wood one because she showed me the dark wood bathroom. And I know that that's her kitchen because when I pressed her, she said, yeah, that's my kitchen. And I know that you got these pictures. You're telling me that you got them from the realtor and the contractor. But just so you know, you're kind of unprepared in court without having sent the written notice to her of itemization, without having the testimony of the people who actually went into the apartment. So based on the pictures that she gave me, where I see that there's definitely a cleaning fee that should be charged, I'm going to order you to return part of her deposit that you kept back and order $300, not $5,000. I don't know where you thought a $550 case becomes a $5,000 case just because you're angry. Punish them. No, that's not how the law works. $300 verdict for the plaintiff.
So the judge determines the plaintiff should get $300 back, not the $5,000 she wanted. The defendant has learned a good bit about what I think they are supposed to be doing in this case. Mr. Rapal, let me ask you, are you okay with this? You heard the judge. She says you've got to give $300 back. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, the damage to her unit was well over $5,000, which she was suing for. But I mean, I respect the judge's decision, and we're fine with that.
Well, as she said, you were kind of unprepared for the case in court. You should have had, your contractor and the manager of the apartment there to testify with you. So in any event, you accept it. That's okay. You're going to give her $300 back. Now let's talk to the plaintiff. Donna, you were suing for $5,000. You're not getting anywhere near that. You're getting $300. How do you feel about that?
I'm fine with it. I was just doing that because I know they did not follow protocols. So that was just my point of doing it. If they had followed protocols, then that would be different.
All right. Well, you're absolutely right there. So in any event, at least you understand. And you accept the $300. Sorry, it's not $5,000. You just couldn't get that.
Sure.
Okay.
It wasn't about the money. Again, it's about protocol.
Protocol. You also call it principle.
Yes.
Same thing. Okay,
and principle. Exactly.
All right. Well, that'll bring this case to a close, a peaceful close at least. Harvey, what you think?
So the holy grail in cases like this, you take pictures, and not just when you leave an apartment, and not just the tenant. Both the landlord and the tenant should take complete pictures, a complete set, before the tenant moves in, and then take pictures when the tenant moves out. You can compare the two. That's all she wrote.
I'm starting an online business where I'll be selling custom shoes. So pretty much I'll have customers send me a picture, I'll print it out on the shoe. Can I get in trouble if they send me a copyright photo, for example, a Bob's Burgers or a South Park photo, and I print it out and sell it to them, or are they going to be liable?
Are they messing with me because they know how much I like Bob's Burgers and South Park?
Possibly.
No, they're not going to be liable. The crime of violating a copyright is that you are profiting from someone else's work product. You're going to be liable.
Right.
So you'll probably first get a cease and desist, and then if you don't obey that, you'll end up in court.
Right.
So people do this kind of thing all the time. They violate
damages.
but you can certainly get sued for damages. And no, you don't get the right to use someone else's work
Right,
and profit.
That's intellectual property.
Correct.
That's their property that they've generated. And this idea of copyrights and trademarks and trade secrets and intellectual property is so important in this country that it's in the Constitution. It's in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution. It's right there. The Founding Fathers wanted to make sure that people had copyright protection, so no.
And the reason why is because if you know that if you pour 1 million hours into something great will happen, you should be able to benefit from it. If everyone else can copy it, then the first guy's not going to put the 1 million hours in.
Right.
And so we as a society will do without this invention and that invention and this, creativity.
It would completely stifle creativity.
Right.
There'd be no point in developing a better mousetrap, in developing a cure for a disease, or anything else.
I know you just can't wait for another session of the People's Court. So guess what? You can check out our podcast or our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.